Yo, what's going on, y'all's Community Coalition show? We in this thing tonight. Kay Wilson, we got Yendi on. Yendi, what's going on?
What's good?
Not much. David is somewhere.
He
Um,
MIA.
EMIA. I don't know. I hope he good. Hopefully he'll pop in a little bit though. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. So, David, if you're listening and you're watching, I hope you're okay, fam.
He out in the streets. Oh, talk smack about him like you did me.
I ain't say nothing bad about you. We.
He out in them streets throwing hands.
I don't know. David might be out in the streets. I don't know. Life is a single man, I guess. I don't know.
That's right. He is single and ready to mingle.
Yeah. So do your thing. We're gonna get this thing started tonight though. So let's see if he pops in or not. But I'm gonna get right to it. It's been crazy out here, and it's been interesting to talk about. Like every time I watch the news and they're talking about how many people, jobs are open and no one's working and everyone's leaving their jobs and stuff like that. And they're making it seem like it's such a bad thing. I don't think it's really a bad thing. What do you think? What do you think?
Listen, as a person who's done it, I did it during these times. It's not a bad thing because employers are not thinking about their employees, the mental health. See, I quit after being at my job for 2 years, and with everything going on, it was a toxic environment, and I was like, I am mentally done.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is for a lot of people. So I have this whole theory, and it's not really a theory, but I think the pandemic really showed a lot of people that they can do things differently,
Mm-hmm.
And I think the workforce, the employers, the companies underestimated the power of the pandemic when it came to that. I think they really felt like, oh, people would rush back to work. They need jobs. They're going to come rushing back to work, crawling, with their tail between their legs, so to say. And it didn't happen. And now they're scrambling and they're panicking. And they really, I think, especially in America, in this country, companies have really been spoiled. Mm-hmm. And they've really been getting over on employees forever. Think about what's happened here. Like, people, they really don't pay people much. The average worker, like, we talk about minimum wage. What was minimum wage? Minimum wage, I remember at one point $10, $11, stuff like that.
When I started working, remember minimum wage was like 6 and some change. Then it went up to 7. And then I think when I left, I was working in retail a couple of years ago, and I think it got up to like maybe about $10 in Jersey. So it didn't really increase that much.
$10. But then when I was working, it was about the same, like minimum wage. So let's look. And I know people talk about this. Think about this. You were in Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much does it cost to live in Jersey? What is average rent in like Jersey?
Well, it depends on the area, but I know that you can expect to pay at least $1,700 for a 1-bedroom. But rent is expensive anywhere because even where I live, rent is high. Like a 3-bedroom apartment costs like $2,200. You might as well get a house.
$2,200. Yeah. That's actually more than my mortgage payment. Yeah, I'm in the DMV. I know, like, talking about 1 bedrooms here, we're talking about 15, 16, 1700. The hood, you still paying that much.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like they got the houses down in Allentown. They're like 100,000, and they're like crappy houses. But the area is just expensive.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the hell were we really paying people? That's poverty.
Peanuts.
People couldn't even afford to live. That's crazy. So if you worked a full-time job, you tell you had to work at least 2 jobs to even afford to live. And we just talking about place to stay. We ain't talking about food. We ain't talking about nothing else. So these companies have really been getting over for the longest time. Their profit margins have been sick. They're making all kinds of money. And the employees haven't been making anything. That's the first thing.
You want to know what else? A lot of these companies, for example, McDonald's, they didn't want to offer full time because they don't want to pay that. They didn't want to give insurance for their employees. And if they say that's a lie, I'm gonna tell you that's not true, because I remember my sister worked at McDonald's, and she had to become a manager in order to get insurance because they didn't want to pay their employees.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't want to offer full time so that they can offer the insurance.
They didn't want to pay that. Yep, pay that fringe package. For those who don't know, that fringe package, that's where you talk about your benefits, your leave, all those things that companies still have to pay out. They have to pay an account for that. And I know, depending on where it is, there's a cost amount to that for every employee. I remember when I was in nonprofits, somebody was making about 40, 50 a year. Their fringe was probably still about another $6,000, $7,000 on top of that the company had to pay per employee if you were full time. So like you said, now they don't want to take care of the employees. So I remember that too, because I remember even the state of Maryland, full time was considered 40 hours for a lot of places. And then I know in Maryland, I think a couple of years ago, they bumped it down to 32 hours was considered full time. And so if you're working 32 hours, they had to, by law, pay out the fringe, pay out the benefits, So then what were they doing for people? What were they doing to people? Oh, work 31 hours, work 30 hours, so that they didn't have to pay them that. So now you playing games with people. And you almost cutting 10 hours a week on top of that. So people weren't making the money, So now you playing with people, because we all know insurance is crazy. People need health insurance to live.
They do, especially with COVID.
Yeah, look at how many, there's a lot of uninsured people out here. Think about people with children. You need that. Or now you don't have sick leave. You don't have time off.
Yep. And that was one of the reasons why I left my last job. It was because they got rid of sick time. And I was like, we're in a whole pandemic. Like, that's something you shouldn't have done.
People get sick. It happens. We're human. Humans sometimes have issues. So now you playing with people on that end, So you playing with the money. Now you playing games with how they can live. And then let's talk about workplace culture. A lot of places, it's a horrible, toxic environment.
It is.
And I think about talking about like the leave stuff. Let's talk about that there. Why is it that companies, I've never heard a company not discourage people from taking their leave? Like, how bad is it when you want to take time off and you got to get it approved?
Yeah.
What?
And they make it hard.
They make it like that. That concept always blew my mind. So you're telling me I earned this time. This is my time, right? I'm entitled to it. But then you come back and tell me, no, I can't do it. Get out of here. Or if you do it, they punish you some other way, some other culture way.
As a person who took a course in HR, I've learned a lot, and they honestly expect their workers to not take that leave. But now they're trying to encourage people to take the time, but it's like it's impossible to take time off, especially now because a lot of places are short staffed, and it's crazy because like you said, it's a lot of people like, you know what, enough is enough. Like, I'm over it and I'm out.
Yeah, why would I stay in this? Like I said, why would I stay with this toxic and they're not taking care of their employees? We just had conversations, and I'll tell y'all this conversation of people getting abused on the job, customers fighting employees, coming after people. Yeah. Talking to people any kind of way. How many times have you been cussed out on your job?
Let me tell you something. Okay, we talking about in person or customer service? Because I'm telling you,
either way.
When I used to work in insurance, I used to get cursed out every day. And your job is to say, to show empathy, because we get it, but still, it's not right. And even with my job now, it's not right. I understand you're mad. I got called a bitch the other day. And for no reason. But when I worked in retail, it was even worse. But see, with retail, the vibe is a little different because, they can get away with a little bit of something. But I'll never forget, especially now because, holiday is coming up. I'll never forget this one lady, like this was about 2 years ago. She was so pissed off because, and I used to work at a children's clothing store, and people would order like 30 items online and then come to the store to return it because none of it fit their kid. Do you know how long it takes to return all that shit?
Yeah.
It takes a long time. And so, we're patient. We work with you, but she was getting huffy and puffy because she felt as though I was taking too long. I'm like, ma'am, you have 30 items that you are returning. I need to go through each item. And with my job, you have to go through each item. You have to highlight on the paper to make sure it's what they're returning. And she got so mad because she felt as though I missed something. So then she pulled the item out of the box and threw it at me. I lost it. So I'm like, don't throw nothing at me. I was already pissed off because you had me here this whole time. You're giving me a hard time, and then you're gonna throw something at me.
Come on
Don't
now.
do that.
Come on now. That's
rude.
evil. People are evil out here. And then how did your boss treat that? Because a lot of times they don't protect people. They don't protect their employees.
Well, at that time I was a manager, so my manager, I was the assistant manager. My store manager heard me and the lady going at it because I told the lady, "Don't you ever in your life throw anything at me. I'm sorry." She said, "I was going to jump in it, but I realized you had it, so yes, it was okay." See, I've always been lucky to have bosses who always had our back.
That's
because
good.
I went from dog grooming, and dog grooming customers are crazy,
Yes.
to working in a clothing store. And so, like, I never had to deal with a manager who would just be like, "Oh, no, you know what? You were in the wrong, blah, 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 blah." No, they don't play that because they're not trying to hear it.
No.
But I
Yeah.
have seen places where the managers would be like, "Well, you were wrong. The customer's always right." And I would see employees get abused, and the
Yeah.
manager would just take the customer side. But no, the customer is wrong. I'm sorry.
Customers
They
be
are
wrong.
wrong. At the end of the day, I get this is a business, but if you lose one bad apple, it's really not going to destroy the business. People will tell you, "Oh, I'm never shopping here again. I'm gonna tell everybody not shop here." Please, they'll be back. I've seen them come
Yeah,
back.
they come back.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
They come back. They'll be like, they'll curse. They will. I've literally seen this lady curse one of the associates out at one of my stores that I worked at. She called her a bitch and everything. It was like, "I'm never stepping foot in this place ever again. Like, this place is ghetto." And that. Let me tell you, I've seen that lady 30 times after that. She made a whole ass out of herself and then come in there like nothing ever happened.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, so we really gonna take their side? People who busting their butt for you, really grinding for you, trying to make y'all some money, and they don't take care. I got fired from a job because I stood up for one of my employees in upper management and they used to tell me they didn't like this person. They had no reason not to like one of my employees. They just didn't like this person. And so something went down and he had nothing to do with it. And they still tried to pin it on him. And I intervened and I said, no, it wasn't him. And I challenged him. What did they do? They fired me. So I'm like, this is the culture y'all bring to people. So all this madness is going on. And we expect people to want to rush back to that.
Well, I find it funny because I've been reading a lot on this. And I just find it so weird that when you look this up and do your research on it, why people are quitting their jobs, the stuff that they're coming up with, I'm just like, did you even talk to a real person, or is this just what you're making up? Because I promise you, the reasons that they're using is not really why people are quitting their jobs. Like I was looking up, for example, for customer service, because like I said, I worked in insurance. And so, sometimes when you have to deal with people day to day calling you up, cursing you out, sometimes that could be a bit much.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I worked with, I saw that a lot of them had to seek therapy because it really messed with their mental health. And they were saying, "Oh, the reason why customer service people have suffered from burnout is because of the hours that they have to work." And it was just a bunch of bull crap. And I was like, how about how people talk to us on the phone, or it's always demanding on how we have to meet metrics, and we don't get time. If you have a call where somebody slashes your face off, you don't really get time after that call to pick up and or recover, because they say, "Oh, no, 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 people are waiting. You got to get with the next caller. So like I just don't feel like they really talk to real people to find out why they're actually quitting their jobs. Because I promise you, the reasons that they're using is stupid.
Yeah,
People want more money.
Right.
They want to feel like they're respected. You know, they want to feel like they're a part of the team.
yeah.
And I always been a big supporter of mental health time because I feel like companies really need to have mental health days for their employees.
Right.
Yeah,
they should.
So before we get into that, David, what's going on, fam?
What's
David
good?
was looking for you.
I know.
You was in them streets.
See, you got out the streets. You came home, dog.
A little bit.
You came back. You came back home.
Here.
All
Got
right.
He chose
Gotcha.
the streets.
He chose.
I
Yo,
can't shoot.
chose
The streets will eat me alive. Come on,
Dang.
I'm a suburb kid.
So yeah, so we was just jumping in.
Kid.
Wow. But as we're talking about this topic, though, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Yanni, because I really think because they don't, for their self-interest, they can't tell people the truth.
Nope.
Think about if they told people the truth about what was really happening. Nobody would want to go back to work. So they can't. They got to make it seem like it's everything's okay, you know. But no, we know the truth. Yeah, we know the truth. You ain't paying us shit. You treating us like dirt. People stressed out, beat up, scared. You know,
weren't feeling safe.
They're not feeling safe. Like this is all.
Why would I go back to a place where not only am I disrespected, I'm underpaid and I'm overworked?
Exactly. And then now, people have found options.
Right.
And that's what.
Did you?
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was when you said options. I was gonna say, did you hear about the strip club in Las Vegas?
No, what happened? What they
Oh my gosh! So when we say options, okay, the strip club in Las Vegas, because the girl been on TikTok advertising about how much money she makes in a weekend as a stripper in Vegas. She made $44,000 in one weekend. Man, this strip club in Vegas had an audition and they had to shut it down because they had over 1,000 girls come and audition from all over the country. They was like, we're tired of this working. We need to make real money.
I'm trying to audition. What's
up?
Hey,
David, we can set up. We've been talking about this OnlyFans for a minute, David.
You gotta get up there and clap them cheeks, David.
I'm telling you, we got the camera
for the right price.
We can make this happen. You keep
for the right price.
I got the ring light and the camera. We can make this happen, fam.
What's up?
I just need my cut off top.
Twerk it.
Right.
I just need my cut. That's all.
Right. Because these businesses be playing.
But that's the thing. So think about it. So I think that's like, out of all the horror that we went through and we're still going through in this pandemic, one of the good things that we've seen is that people are saying it's almost like I go back to The Matrix a lot. It's one of my favorite movies. But
written by a Black woman.
But we're starting to see the other side. People are taking the other pill.
Right.
And their eyes are being open to the rest of the world. You know, we have been programmed, and as a people and as a culture, we've been fed this whole workforce mentality.
Right.
And they've drilled it to us in all parts of our society. Go to school, get a job, work till you retire, all this stuff. And now that we see that that's not working, and people are actually becoming free and their eyes are opening to say, hey, wait, there's some other things that could be out here doing.
Right.
That are probably gonna make some money.
And now they're panicking. It's like, wait. We didn't want you to do all that.
And that's what I'm saying. So now they're in scramble mode.
They're also making it harder to get these better paying jobs because
right.
A lot of these positions, like when I went to school for, you know, I did the HR thing, but some of these companies now, to get a job in HR and to at least get paid decent money, they want you to have a master's degree. Who's paying for my master's? Are you?
And that's
not cheap.
That's another thing. Yeah. Like I think another thing people are starting to see. I'm going to school, spending all this money in debt, and I can't even get a job in the field that I went to school for. Or that job doesn't pay enough. Yeah. So why am I going to school putting on myself almost 100,000 plus in debt?
Right.
For what?
And also, there's no work-life balance. They try to tell you there is, but there isn't any work-life balance. So it's like I have this demanding schedule, and now I have to go to school so that I can get a better job within your company, and I don't have time to myself.
Think about that. And you working all these crazy hours That's crazy. That's outrageous. That is really outrageous. I never agreed with the concept. I'm gonna work 50 hours out of the year,
right,
just to take 2 of them off.
Doesn't make sense.
What the hell? I never understood that.
Weeks.
52 weeks. Sorry, 50 weeks to take 2 weeks off.
Right.
If I get that.
Mm-hmm. It really doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Even in my field where I went to, like what I went to school for, the jobs that I look for, they all say, first of all, I have an associate's degree from, I guess, a good college, if I can say that. And first of all, now Kenny, we've talked about this constantly. My school has a 50% retention rate.
Yeah.
So that already tells you that something's going on, like there. And then on top of that, any job that I think I'd be qualified for, I'm not qualified for because they want a bachelor's.
Yeah.
And then not only that, they want on top of that a bachelor's and then 5 years experience
for an entry-level job.
Right.
Yep.
Tell me what the fuck is entry about that?
But
I went to school and got a bachelor's, and I can't even get a job in my field because I don't have enough experience.
I don't even tell you the last time I used my degree.
Bro.
I'm gonna tell you the last time I used my degree. Somebody asked for my degree. Before. I don't even. It's somewhere. I don't even know where it is. Honestly, the physical part.
Right.
But
I don't even have mine. I know it's back in California.
Yeah, but I'm like that also shows the disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these jobs, what the hell is the degree going to tell you about me? You know, first of all, most time you're going to train me how to do the job anyway.
Right.
So what does a master's degree have to do with getting an entry-level job in HR, for example? An entry-level job as HR is pretty much, they're going to train you to do everything for that company anyway.
Right.
They don't want to because training costs money. They don't want to spend the money anymore.
But think about it.
They go after people who have the experience, so they don't have to train.
But that's what I'm saying. So let's say you come out of school with a master's degree. Let's say you don't have any experience. You don't know anything about that job. You may know some of the terminology and stuff from school, but you don't know how they do business. Every job is different. Mm-hmm. They got to show you that culture anyway.
Right. And on top of that, if you demand a master's degree for this job, are you going to pay me master's degree money?
Exactly.
All of these, like, I've seen so many job postings to where, we require a bachelor's. We require a master's. We require this type of degree. $15 an hour.
What the hell is $15 an hour?
That's not enough.
That's not even gonna pay your student loan debt.
What? Don't even get me started.
Like,
some of these jobs feel like you should be blessed to get paid $15, $16 an hour. I'm a grown woman. Right. Okay, I'm gonna need you to at least let my starter fees be $50,000 a year. I'll take that as a beginning salary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we shouldn't even be talking about an hourly amount at this point.
Right.
Like
pay my student loans, and on top of that, hey, you know what? You know what I will say? If you pay off my student loans, I'll take $15 an hour.
Because it may balance out your debt.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, so, but that's my issue. The companies are not trying to be creative to work with people, to meet people where they are, and how they can get them in and work with them. You know, a lot of people
don't want to talk to them.
They don't. But people, like I said,
have that conversation.
And that's why we see certain companies that aren't excelling in some of this stuff, like the Googles of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like they kind of do things differently. And you ever had anybody work for Google or hate Google?
No. Well, you know what?
I mean,
I'm not going to say why
we're starting to hear about it.
Yeah, but not much.
No, not much.
I'm not going to say where I work, but my job, honestly, I thought that was kind of funny because before I got hired, I tried to see bad reviews on it, and a lot of people, there was nothing but good reviews, and that was because they said they're starting to take the time to listen to the associates. And I'm not going to lie, some of the things that they ask for, I'll be like, y'all are bugging. But some of the things, I'm like, okay, at least they're trying to listen and act like they care. But Google out here is a good company to work for.
But I mean, I just when we're talking about like thinking outside the box, and they were a lot of times at the forefront of some of that stuff where it was like, not really working the whole 40-hour work week thing wasn't really a thing with them, working remotely before the pandemic, places like that where it's like, okay, they're trying to meet people where they are,
Well, they're in California, so
but
they got a whole different vibe out there.
But I'm saying,
I was talking about that with my parents, like,
yeah, but if it works,
now you can bring your dog to work and out there too,
right?
Good serotonin.
Hey, if
they provide snacks, they provide food.
Yeah, I have a homie who works at a tech company out here in Virginia, and a couple of the things I was asking because I'm like, this was like before the pandemic. I was like, he was saying how sweet it was, sweetest job he ever worked for. I love this job. I bust my butt for this job. And so I'm like, okay, what was so sweet about it? He was like, dog, like I have to go to the office twice a week. And this was before pandemic. This is like a couple years before the pandemic. And that was like unheard of. And I was like, what, twice a week? He's like, yeah. They gave me a laptop. I could work from home. I was logging in. And then when I came to the office, he was like, they had like things set up, a rec room. And he said, after work, you got your work done. They had beer in the fridge. Go grab a beer. Right. And I was like, it made me think like,
they took care of their workers.
But
Unilever's like that too.
How much did that take for that company to do the little things for their employees? They didn't lose anything. They listened twice a week. Everybody was still productive. He said when they came in, as long as you got your work done, nobody was on your back. That's workplace culture. That doesn't cost anything. A 6-pack of beer in the fridge? Come on, fam.
Well, that's like what's that shoe company, that shoe website, Zappos?
Oh, yeah.
Zappos was like that too. Like they would have happy hour for their employees and retreats. There's another good company who listens to their employees too. I think it's called no, that's not their name. I think it's called Aya Healthcare. It's like they have travel nurses, but every year they rent out an island and fly all of their employees out for a nice getaway. And I mean, they pay for everything. I thought that was so cool.
That sounds fire.
And that's what I'm saying. Little things like that. I was talking to another homie who works in DMV. And he was just like, even though we're doing things remotely, he was like, the company's really trying to, everybody's remote, so we don't get a chance to see each other as much. And so they've been sponsoring like gatherings. We go bowling. We do things like that. And he was like, they did it. And it wasn't like an evening thing. It was like during the workday. Right. So that people didn't feel like they had to like make evening plans and people to watch their kids and stuff. It was already built in.
Right.
Well, come on now. Like these little things that seem so small, that are inexpensive, that all it takes is a little effort for a company to show that you give a damn about the people that work for you.
Right.
How small is this stuff? And that's why when you hear people ask, people are not asking for a lot.
Nope.
They just want to be able to afford where they live.
Right.
Have a little bit of flexibility because the world is different. This is not the 1940s, the 1950s anymore.
Right.
I'm sorry. A 9-to-5 work week doesn't work. It's not realistic anymore.
Especially if you can't afford to live.
That's the first thing. Yeah.
Or that, like working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, you can't afford shit.
You can't afford it. I'll tell you another step further. If you have kids, a 9-to-5 work week doesn't work.
Nope.
Right.
Because school is not 9 to 5.
Right.
Which means I got to make arrangements to get my kids to school and pick them up from school.
Not only that, being a parent isn't 9 to 5.
That's what I'm saying. So like the schedule itself doesn't even work. Business doesn't operate 9 to 5 for most places anymore. Let's be real, y'all.
Right.
How many businesses operate on a 9 to 5 schedule?
Right. Kenny, you're an entrepreneur. How often? What does your work day look like?
Any damn dime I want.
I was just about to say that. That's why I like grooming for myself, my own business, because I can schedule my appointments around my day. It works. If only I could just do that full time, that would be so great.
Doable.
Absolutely.
We're gonna make it happen.
We don't do it.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, so for companies, all that trash y'all talking, no. I'm calling bullshit for y'all. I'm calling it.
Absolute bullshit.
And people aren't going back to that. And yes, this country's gonna suffer. So the shift has to happen. Y'all gonna have to change it.
Fine. The country will be fine.
No, I mean like the workforce, it needs to change. But what do I always say? If you want to provoke change, you hit them in the pockets.
Absolutely.
And this goes to the companies now too. Now you're seeing, you can't take your employees, people ain't coming back to your jobs, which means
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, because productivity is gonna go down. You're not gonna make as much money. You got to hit them where it hurts.
And then you know what they say about that? Oh, people don't want to go back to work. Oh, people are lazy. Oh, people don't want to do.
And that's the spin they're gonna put on it.
Well, they said, well, I know the government was saying people didn't want to go back to work because of all the free money that they got. But if you think about it, when you were on unemployment, you got paid better than you did working your stupid job.
Why is that?
So what people saw that says that it opened their eyes. Wait, I gotta find other ways to get this money. Right. It wasn't the money that really did it. The opportunity.
Right. Oh,
they also find a way to hustle and make their own money, become their own boss.
Think about it. I didn't have to spend all my time at work stressing about this job. I had a break. Now I can begin to think for myself and do other things and think about other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not a robot. I wasn't a robot for this moment in time.
Right.
I became a human. I got passions. I got dreams. I'm smart. I can do other stuff. And this is what happened for people. Mm-hmm. So they put this spin. Really? The money? Okay. Most people got what? $10,000 maybe? Unemployment? What was it, about 10, 15 maybe?
Like $2,000. Well, I mean, I don't know altogether.
I think altogether it was maybe
I was just
a little
monthly. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like $10,000 still was enough.
I think it might have been a little under 5,000.
That ain't enough in the grand scheme of things. So it wasn't the money.
But they're never. I can't say that never. No, I could say it. I just don't feel like they will ever pay more because who will take a hit in their pocket. That's the big bosses, and why make them give up their money and their luxurious lifestyles?
But the thing is, these companies, especially the larger companies of the world,
mm-hmm.
their profits are so ridiculous that the upper level really doesn't have to take a hit. You just pay more on the profits.
Right. That's what they're trying to do with taxes.
So let's say Walmart, for example. Okay, Walmart, you didn't make $1 billion this year. You made 900 million because you took that and you paid your employees. Ooh. I'm sorry. No one's right. No, because they've been spoiled for too long.
Right.
They've been spoiled.
Walmart will turn around and be like, nah, I don't like that.
Well, then you suffer it because then people don't come to work for you. That's what it has to be.
Absolutely.
How are you going to provoke change? We have the power to invoke change.
Absolutely.
So we're going to show Walmart, nah, we ain't coming to work for y'all. So what is Walmart doing now? Hey, y'all, we're going to pay for your college degree. We're going to pay you full benefits. They going to hit it somehow. We got to make them change.
Right.
We have to. I say it all the time. The biggest crime would be if we came out of this pandemic and we kept doing the things the way we did them before. Can't, y'all.
I just want to say also, notice that a lot of the companies now are increasing the pay, but look what you have to do to make the money. You gotta work like a slave.
Right. That's what they're gonna do. It's not gonna be free. They ain't gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna give you money." Nah. They read that fine print.
Right.
Like my friend is working 7 days a week, and I'm like, "You bugging?" Right. And she's like, "But the money is good." Well, when do you get to spend the money? It makes you work like a slave. It's horrible.
Yeah, when do you enjoy? What do you do? What are you doing all this for? Nah,
When you have time to relax.
Right.
what is
Like,
be human?
if you want to have that mentality where I work hard and sleep later, have it when it's your own business.
Right.
Not having
Yeah,
it
so
for
saying
somebody
nothing.
else's
Yeah,
business.
work yourself out of this. Stop making these people rich too.
Right.
Or
I'm
not,
not-
and I'm gonna tell you right now that doesn't work because tomorrow, like I mean that whole grind to you, no sleep team, no sleep, and all that. That's what's going to have you stressed out, in bad health, and struggling.
I used
Honestly,
to be like that until I had to go to work sick with the flu and almost died driving home because I fell asleep at the wheel. And
yeah,
after that, I was like, never again. Because at the end of the day, if you die, they're just gonna move your body over and replace you.
Right.
And I've seen it happen.
nope,
Yeah. I'm not here to work, pay bills, and die.
no, we
Right.
should. That's not how. I don't think that's how we're supposed to be living.
There's a saying, but I'm gonna say it wrong. But there is a saying where they said, is it like you live to work or work to live? There's one of those things.
Yeah.
Basically, you're working to survive.
Which is no. I mean, we need to work. You know, we got to make money and stuff like that, but we should be able to enjoy our lives and live.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
not when you retire. You should be able to enjoy it before you retire.
No, and that's what I'm saying. And I think that's part of the lie they've been feeding us.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of keeping us in the matrix.
Right.
What you gonna do when you retire? You in the mid 60s, and you to work your fingers to the bone. You can't do nothing then.
Right. How am I supposed to have my kids?
Or I mean,
I can't play with my kids. Like,
so you mean to tell me, like, I don't know. They're just like, I'm supposed to be a slave and a robot until I can't do it anymore. And now to the point now, what is retirement now? There is no retirement. Retirement, so people can survive on that.
Right. And
what the hell am I working to that number for?
Even before retirement.
They keep pushing the age back.
Right. They keep, not only that, the life expectancy is going down.
Yeah. So niggas is dying at 60 and retirement age 65. Whatever it is. Get out of here, yo.
That happened to my mom's best friend. He was looking forward to retiring and he couldn't even make it. He died. And he used to work so hard.
That's why I have so many of the old heads I used to work with. 3 more years till I'm out of here. 2 more years till I'm out of here. What you gonna do, fam? I gotta go get this part-time job though. What? Nah, good. Or I had a lot of homies who, they retired from one job to go work another job.
That's what Social Security don't pay that much.
Nah, we're not supposed to be living like this. So if y'all out there, however y'all getting y'all money, go get it.
Right.
Go get it. If it's working for you, you have an idea, whatever it is, pursue it. Give it a shot. Why not? The workforce will be there for you. They ain't going nowhere, apparently. There's jobs out there. You can go back to that 9 to 5, that rat race. You know? So I'm encouraging people.
Like legit, everybody is hiring.
Yeah, everybody hiring. Like, I know.
Even the strip club in Vegas, okay?
Look,
right.
hey, I'm gonna tell you, look.
Vegas ain't nothing but a flight.
Look, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't just Vegas, bro. It ain't just Vegas. There was a reason why. OnlyFans was going stupid last year.
Right.
There was a reason why podcaster numbers have shot up 500%.
Nah, but they changed that with OnlyFans though, so don't even do it because they were talking about MasterCard now.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
Remember there's other sites.
There are.
There's other sites.
Pornhub.
I mean, you
can go directly to the source.
You can start your own website and get busy on your own stuff. You can get busy. Well, I mean, like, there's ways to get busy if you try and get busy. That's what I want to say.
Absolutely.
You know, and if you need some help, help you get there. Help you get there. You know, I work with all kinds of people. You know, that's what we do. You know, we help businesses get off the ground. We don't discriminate over here.
That strip club in Vegas really inspired me. Like, maybe it's time for me to open up my spot and become the madam I always wanted to be.
I mean,
people will pay for it.
We can have that conversation off air.
Have them holding auditions.
I mean,
You guys can be the guests.
I
Not
mean,
you, Slim.
not what I'm saying. You see, there's a lot of potential employees out there.
Yep.
Right.
You know?
Listen.
Hey, ain't nothing but a numbers game. You know, if you
Right.
think about it. So,
Right. All you gotta do
Yeah.
is find your demo.
yeah. So let's do this before we wrap up. David, I'm glad you're here.
Before anything else, real quick, and I don't know if you guys did this earlier. I just need everyone, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, I need you to put a middle finger in the air right now. Fuck Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse. He don't worry, he ain't gonna be able to roam
No,
the streets.
I mean-
he think he can roam the streets free, but look at George Zimmerman. Where he at?
I mean,
You back in jail.
I know. We talked about this. I don't think any of us are surprised by this real quick,
Right.
but that's the system.
Mm-hmm.
That's the system.
That's what they were saying.
They allow him to do it. They promoted it, and they know he knew what time it was.
Right.
You see what they did, right?
Yeah.
You see what they did. So they gave us what's his name? What's his name? Julius.
Oh yeah. We got traded.
So they gave us that basically, so
Smoke
we
and
can
mirrors.
be content. And exactly. So we
Yeah.
can be content with what was going to happen with Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah,
That's what they did.
But we all knew it. So I mean, we knew it. It was a sham from the beginning. That's why
It was, and they're about to do it again.
Yeah, we know it. We know it.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
Well, I was just about to say that. I was saying this is basically what's going to happen with Ahmaud Arbery.
Right.
Yeah.
How
So-
are these freaking pieces of shit?
You know why? You know.
Because it's America.
Yeah, we know why. We talk about
And in
this all the time.
America,
We do.
you can be caucus and cry self-defense, and you be all right.
The system
You
was
gonna be
not.
all right.
The system was not designed to punish them.
No.
The
Look at all them people who stormed the Capitol.
our legal system was designed to punish us.
Us. Yeah. Yeah.
We know that.
Mm-hmm.
So does it surprise anybody? Shouldn't at this point.
It
And
shouldn't.
they blatant about it now. They ain't trying to hide it no more. So we have any Bobs and Karens before we wrap up?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah. What we got? I know there's a couple of them.
So we got
It's always wanted to
or 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah, there's all of them that we just can't even, yeah.
4,000.
Yeah.
About to get this whole segment sponsored. I don't know who's gonna sponsor it yet. But somebody gonna sponsor it.
Somebody gonna sponsor it.
Yeah.
So let's start with police in Texas. They tased and handcuffed a kid that I don't remember. It was a high school kid, and they tased this kid, and the sad thing about it was that all of the classmates around him were just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. I've worked with kids. Never had a reason to tase a kid.
Right.
And I've worked with violent kids. I'm trained in restraint and de-escalations, and I've never seen a reason to tase a kid. I don't care how big they are. Enough adults should be able to handle that properly.
Right.
That was a choice.
Also, you're an adult. What are you doing wanting to tase a kid or wanting to call the police on a kid to the point of where you can't control them?
Well, I will say this. There are times where some of these kids need to be like they need that extra level.
Right.
But
Restraint.
But tasing, nah. Especially in the school environment. There's ways to handle that. There are.
Sure.
So
as a parent, how would you even react to that? I would be violent in school if they tase my child.
Like I said, enough adults.
I've had that conversation with myself, and I hate that where I get to or where my mind goes to in those conversations with myself.
Yeah, because
I don't know what I do.
It's a choice. They made a choice. That's what they did. They wanted to. So yeah.
Okay, let's go to. I don't remember where this was, but a Karen at a gas station. She threw a tantrum, and she called somebody a nigger.
Oh no!
it was very unfortunate, but also nothing new.
Did she get mollywop?
I was about to say that.
She did not.
I mean, I
Oh,
guess
dang.
hopefully they didn't give her the
Sharkeisha, where
power.
you at?
But
No, I mean,
here's the thing. It's gonna happen.
well, I mean, it has how had a conversation earlier. People, yeah,
You're gonna catch the right one.
like I said, these stressful environments and people not making no money, people about to risk it all, putting their hand. They're gonna put their hands on y'all. Keep playing with them.
You're gonna catch the right one.
Yeah, and I know we're not supposed. I mean, but like,
Not encouraging violence, but
be safe out there, y'all. Because that's what she wanted. That's what she wanted.
There's nothing wrong with self-defense.
No,
Put
self-defense.
some powder on your face.
apparently not.
Yeah,
You put powder on your face and you'll pass.
son.
Bruh. All right. Also, let's go back to Kenosha, Wisconsin, and talk about there's a Bob that was protesting, and he was the only person protesting, and he had a sign that said "Black crime matters."
What the hell?
Yeah.
Somebody, please tell me what that means.
Well, no, that means I'm out there trying to provoke. I'm trying to provoke somebody.
Like I
Saw
said,
somebody out there with an All Lives Matter sign. I wanted to be like, it obviously it don't, because white people were killed.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
because
y'all gotta explain what that means.
it means that. Are you talking about all lives matter or what? It means that they do what they want. Black crime matters. I mean, black crime matters does to black people. And sometimes black people committing a crime and other black people are okay with it because we try to hold each other down. That's what that means. So I don't know what it means for them.
I was going to say, I almost
like,
a certain
nah, that means no snitching. That's what it means to black people. Like
I ain't seen nothing.
I ain't
see shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what that means for Bob, but for us, no snitch. Keep your mouth shut, y'all.
Hey,
like,
if I knock that dude out,
I know. But you know,
I can't support. I'm sorry.
I'm lying too. I'm lying too because I'm snitching.
I am too.
I'm snitching. I ain't gonna front. Don't do nothing around me because if it come out of me or you, and I ain't had nothing to do with what you did,
I'm like, I ain't do that.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right there.
So yeah.
I think I told this story real quick on this podcast, but there was a time I went to a concert, had a great time. There's one dude that had a really good time. He even got on stage with the artist, and after the concert, dude was belligerent, and he was turning up on the security at the venue, and like she said, "Oh, I'm gonna call the cops." Guess what I did at that point? Got him out.
That's what you get up out of there.
Right.
Like, all right, fam, I'm gonna go ahead and holler at you though. Like, I'm trying to go home. Sorry.
If it ain't about me, let's kiki.
Yeah. Now I might not at that point. I might not be pointing at people saying who did it.
Right.
I'm certainly getting up out of there.
I'm not the one that did it. So
yeah, it's time to slide.
Right.
I'm leaving.
Get low. Yeah, we get low at that point. Okay.
Right.
Like you go up there act stupid. So yeah. So all that to say, y'all.
I do not know this man.
Yeah. we laugh, we joke, but goal at the end of the night is to go home.
Right. Sometimes you gotta know what time it is.
Yep. So look what time it is. So matter of fact, know what time it is? It's time for us to get up out of here.
Yep.
So before we wrap up, y'all know this show is brought to you by the Blacksboro Media Network.
Yep.
Come check out all the shows and the podcasts and all the good stuff we have going on at Blacksboro Media. This is where that little piano music we playing in the background, like the little game show music. Yeah, Blacksboro Media, y'all. So check us out, blacksboromedia.com. And for Community Coalition Show, we be around next week. Oh, it's holiday. We might be around next week, I guess. Yeah, because there's gonna be some ignorance is gonna happen this weekend. So
absolutely,
we'll be here to deal with it. So
hey, also happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Yeah. Happy thanks. No, happy Indigenous.
Ooh, people. You are absolutely right.
You know what I call this?
Happy Indigenous People Day.
Man, happy I'm taking a break. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the politically correct stuff. I just know I'm taking a couple of days to myself and me and my fam.
Right.
I'm gonna eat,
Happy, eat some food, watch some football.
chill out, like
chill out
just
day.
get low, y'all. If you're traveling, be safe out here.
Right.
These roads is crazy. They already getting crazy. These flights is crazy. These people is crazy.
Right.
So wherever you going,
come on now.
Also, if you're
I mean,
taking
we see it. We see where people that wear masks
Spirit
and
Airlines this weekend, keep your hands up.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I just want people to be safe. Like, not so much the method, but just like holiday season gets hectic for a lot of people.
Protect your wallets.
Your
Definitely.
wallets, protect your chicken, protect your mentals, and
Protect your face.
Chicken.
Yeah. So all that jazz, y'all. Y'all know what it is.
Yo,
tell
I
them.
love y'all.
Protect your chicken, like the great Marshawn Lynch said.
Absolutely.
Protect your chicken, protect your mentals. Yeah, and no dry turkey. Like,
Right.
And if she got raisins in the potato salad, don't eat it.
Get up out of there.
You know that one cousin that can't cook.
If there's raisins in the potato salad, she toxic. That's definitely red flag.
Yeah, she didn't get invited no more.
Right.
So we could do a whole show on that, like etiquette.
Gotta leave her.
Gotta go. All right, y'all. So we out. Peace.
Peace.